Hello everyone, this is Jess from G Rosa Comic Art and welcome back to another video. In this one, in case you didn't notice, I am coming back again with another updated studio / office makeover. I finally got around to organizing the rest of the things that in the previous video I didn't open up a lot of the drawers or anything like that, so my husband and I finally went through everything, pulled everything out of the drawers, you could not see the floor for a minute there, and finally reorganized it all. So hopefully it's a little bit more functional, a little bit more usable, clearly. But yeah, if you are like me and you kind of struggle sometimes with being organizational, I think that with the chaos of my life in general anyway, usually organizing is one of the lower things on the totem pole for me, so it's nice to actually have things in a orderly manner so I can actually find and utilize everything that I actually have for my office. So yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna do a very nice office tour. So yes, to start off on the updated office tour, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the bookshelf here. Lots of new things have been added. My husband and I really enjoy reading, and as you can't tell, yes, we have a big selection of things, so I have read a good majority of these things, but obviously still working on quite a few as well. Over on the desk here, we do have some more plushies. I have Lucy right there. This was an Anubis plushie from Vegas when we went to the Luxor. Some Crochet Wednesday and things. Excuse me. We have Jigglypuff. We have Wonder Woman. I actually got that when I took over as the educator for my previous job. And then we have the little bunny from Apple Cheeks. Also have my Cricut out and displayed. We have Kirby as well as a little octopus friend. A new mic that I actually picked up at Combo Breaker. Hopefully we can use that soon to do some more live streaming. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'll do it on YouTube. Probably we'll see more on Twitch, I would imagine. But if you would like to see me do some live streaming on YouTube, let me know. As well as Barry from Little Hecky as well from Instagram. And then up above, we also have lots of little trinkets. I have a lot of trinkets, I'm not gonna lie. But yes, just a large collection of things over the years. I do have some new things as well. And then more books. Lots of books. We're a big reading family here. But yes, this is the main desk setup. Obviously, this is where I do a good portion of my Cricut and sticker cutting, obviously, sticker making. This is the computer that I utilize, obviously, for my Shopify. I'll be honest, sometimes I use it more on my phone, especially with making listings and everything. But I do check it here, especially when I get orders on the shop. So this is the whole setup. So if you watch the previous video, you'll notice that there is actually a cabinet that is missing. We actually took that one out and now it's, well, a blank space, but storage for currently some pictures that we still need to put up, but that's okay. But we will go over. I will finally reveal what is in these drawers now because I was very embarrassed to show it before. But in this top drawer, we actually reorganized everything. So these are going to be some bags, pencil cases, and then tote bags that I'm going to be utilizing to make my own items for my shop. So that'll be very exciting. Hopefully you look forward to that very soon. I'm trying to make time for it so that way I can have it in time for QuadCon in July. In the following drawer, we do have my carrying case for my controller, and in the drawer below that, excuse me, is actually all of my tissue paper. It is kind of just stuffed in there, but everything that I need to pack my clay items is all in there, so it's all good to go. The drawer next to this is actually, or this drawer in particular, is actually a junk drawer for my husband, so I am going to leave that alone. It's really just more like pens and things. But the one next to it is actually where I am keeping all of my supplies for my mun bin, so where I can actually print out my shipping labels, as well as the labels that I utilize for my mystery packs. So I'll show you those in a little bit. Below that, we just have extra cords. And then in the final drawer, lots of extra notepads, as well as my scale for my shop and my paper cutter. So all good things that are needed, obviously, to run a small business art shop. The main thing, obviously, is the desk here. So I have been very bad about keeping my desk neat and tidy, unfortunately, in the past. So that is probably why you haven't seen too many videos of me actually like working at this desk. But it is very nice. It is right in front of the window. A lot of times I work at nighttime, so it really doesn't matter anyway. But it's nice to have this big white space to actually work on everything. So obviously we have our Epson ET2800 printer. This is awesome. I will say I have printed out so many stickers with it since I've gotten it, and the ink is barely, like, normally if I had used my old printer I would have already run out of ink by now. But this guy has held up really well, so definitely recommend him, honestly. This was a memo pad actually that I had designed a few years ago, and I finally sold all the last of them, and this is just my own personal one, so who knows if I'll ever make any more, but I do enjoy having it out on the desk there. I do have these flower lights that my husband bought for me. They're very nice. Pencil swiveler, carrier, whatever you prefer to call it. Another marker / pen holder. I do a lot of, when I'm drawing, I do a lot of pencil work, and then a lot of times I do like to utilize different micro pens or markers. Colored pencils are usually my go-to, but just kind of depends on what I'm interested in. Also do have this little monster friend that my husband made when we went on one of our earlier dates, so I just keep that out. As well as a mini easel for, I do have some small canvases, like they're 2x2 size. I used to have one out, but I think I ended up giving it away to someone. So I actually just need to make a new one and put it out. And then I found this little cafe Kirby. It was actually from a blind box, and I just think it's really cute. And then this is actually the little lapel pin that was on my bouquet, and obviously I need to keep that still for October, so I'm just keeping it out there so I don't forget about it. We also have the coveted sketchbook. Obviously have a lot of fun things in there, but I like to keep it out, honestly, so that way if I ever do think of something, or if I need to jot down an idea, I have it right there. The drawers itself, yeah, these were terrible before, I'm not gonna lie, like really horrible. I am so embarrassed to, this is why they were never revealed in the previous video. But now, they look somewhat better, I will say. Currently, this is a personal drawer, there's nothing really that important in there, but there is stamps in here. Wax seal maker, so if I ever wanted to make my own. I thought I really like the flower design, so that's why I have 2 of them. All of the stamps that I utilize for either using on my like letters or things that I send out with my thank you notes. Obviously my own personal seal, I have 2 of them. The one from when I first started, if you can't tell. And then the more recent one, obviously, Cute and Spooky Delights from J. Rosa Chemic Art. But yes, I use that to package all my bags, as well as on the shop orders themselves as well. On the next drawer, I do have, these are all actually also for order packing. So I have the last of my thank you cards. This is so wild. I only have like maybe 10 left, so I will hopefully get to order more of them soon, as well as all of my mini envelopes that I use for my mini mystery clay bags. And then I'm probably also going to start packaging some like mystery sticker packs. So if you guys would be interested in seeing how I assemble those, please do let me know. And then as well as more small bags that I use for packing orders. So those are all in there. And then in the final drawer over here, again, we have more packaging supplies. So I really enjoy, these are from, I believe, No Issue. They're resealable, recyclable packaging bags. So they're really nice. I do actually like them quite a bit. And we also have the poly mailers. We have some thank you stickers that I actually received from a different package, but I was like, oh, well, these are really nice, so I might as well use them. And then my husband bought me these flowers to also put in orders, so that was just something really cute and sweet, so I thought, well, I'll have to do that from now on. And then some ribbons that I have as well. So we have a very big Halloween one, and then I believe this is actually, yeah, just colored ribbon here, some red and green. Again, sometimes it's just fun to add like some little extra goodies when you're packing stuff up, so there we go with ribbons. So in the main drawer here, technically it's a little bit of extra supplies, but all of the weeding tools that I use for my Cricut. I do have, actually these are all of my bookmarks, my sticker sheets, and my prints all located in there. I just like having them all flat because I don't want anything to happen to them. So that's why I keep them in this drawer here. I do also have some extra memo pads. Again, more things. I have my paper cutter, box opener as well. Some extra pins that I have. And then I have some extra covers for my iPad as well as the actual Cricut sheet. Don't judge me, this is what happens when you have 3 cats, sorry. On the other side of the drawer, we do have, again, more packaging supplies. So we have lots of sheets for like thank you notes and everything, or sometimes I write little messages. These are actually sheets that I utilize for my jumbo enamel pins, so it's kind of nice to just have them right there in case I need to assemble them. Some more envelopes and lots of stamps. We are definitely ready for orders or anything in general. In the drawer below, this is actually all of the paper that I have for my printer. So a lot of it is more just like actual like notebook paper. We have some transfer sheets. We do have some construction paper, lamination sheets, and then at the very bottom is the actual printer paper itself. And then this is actually printer paper that I can utilize for making prints at home. I haven't done that in a while, but I might get back into it because honestly my printer has been like really great, so we'll see if I bring that back. And then in the final drawer, oh, ignore this. Sorry, I tend to like to save, like if I don't use a complete the holographic sticker paper when I'm cutting things out, I do like try to save it so that way I can utilize it for more stickers. But obviously it looks kind of weird when you just pop open and open that up. But yes, directly below is all of the holographic sticker paper as well as the sticker paper that I actually utilize. So it is online labels in case you're needing to know what the brand is. Really enjoy it. And then some more presentation paper that's matte for my printer in case I need to make print. This closet looks slightly better and a little more organized. Is there still a lot in here? Yes, definitely. But that's okay. I do still need to technically label these boxes, but we'll still go over them anyway. So to start, we will begin with the clay corner. Again, clearly it's not completely organized. I still do need to do a little bit of work, but we do have all of the open clay materials that I have. I have unopened materials in here. In this drawer, we do have all of the molds in case I use them. I don't use these a whole lot, but they are kind of nice options to have. And sometimes I will start on something and then kind of sculpt it again from there. So they're good to have. More molds in here, as well as, especially when I add Posca markers or paint or anything to it, I always like to have an extra little paper towel or something just so I don't get the table dirty. In the drawer below, this is actually where I have all of my opened clay, so I try to keep it in here so that way it doesn't get dirty or any dust or things like that. I do keep all of the mica powder in here, as well as some extra supplies for, again, I have ideas for different things that I want to sculpt with, so I think that might actually end up being like a candy cane design at some point, so look forward to that in the future. And then in the final drawer, we do have, I found that at Hobby Lobby one day. I don't really go to Hobby Lobby very often, but I like the idea that they just have clay project ideas in their store, so but otherwise do have my mini clay mystery bags. There are still quite a few left over. Obviously the rest of the earrings, and then I have my large prints in there as well. Coming back up to the top, we have all of the clay sculpting materials that I have accumulated over the years. I do have all of my earrings, all the assembly materials that I basically need to make them, so I do have specific molds and clay cutters and things like that, as well as my pliers and what have you, so that way I can actually assemble the earring itself with the eyelet. Down below, I do have all of my keychain supply, so that way if I am also making clay keychains, I have it all right there, as well as some extra badge reels. I used to actually make badge reels in the past and haven't done them in a really long time, but I noticed I had a couple extra, so I don't know. If you guys are interested in seeing some clay badges, let me know. I do think it'd be kind of interesting, but we'll see what happens. In the drawer below that, we do have all of the, lots of super glue because I'm a very clumsy person, but all of the like Sculpey satin glaze or clay softener or things like that. I have all of that in here, so it's pretty easy access. Below that is again actually the actual keycaps that I utilize. So if you're curious about like some universal keycaps for clay projects, the PBT keycaps that I found actually work really well for at least the keyboard that I have. I've utilized my keycaps on several of the keyboards that I own, and they all work really well. So I recommend that if you're looking to get into making keycaps of your own. And then I also have, again, this was when I was making the badges, but I also have some extra supplies, and I thought it might be fun to incorporate that into some of my clay work. So I have these to also maybe make into something someday, as well as evidently my parents just found some old cake toppers from like birthday cakes, and I think that might be kind of interesting to incorporate into some personal projects as well. So who knows, you might see these in some upcoming videos as well. And then of course the final clay drawer is everything that I have actually assembled myself and that is all ready to go. So we have all of the things that have been left over on the shop and from the previous markets and conventions. They're all here, so that way if they are needed for orders, they're all ready to go. Okay, so we will get into the upper shelf next. So this is actually my HTV Ront heat press. I have not utilized it yet, so I am excited to do it for the tote bags and the pencil pouches, but again, haven't used it yet. I will give feedback on what I think it is like in the near future. When I do, I'll probably make a video about it, but look forward to that. But yeah, I will definitely give my feedback on it. As far as the top shelves here, the first one is some of my boxes that I use for my clay items, so they're all packaged into here. This box in particular is for all of the button supplies, so I can use my button press. I have sold a couple of them, so those are always fun, but it's always kind of fun to assemble them too, honestly. So all of these supplies are in there. I really do need to label these. Anyway, and here we have the Ghost Wizard enamel pins, as well as, in this one we have the Ghost Cat enamel pins, so Midnight is kept in here. And then obviously in the lower ones, in the lower ones we have the jumbo spooky enamel pins of both of the Ghost Wizard and Midnight the Ghost Cat. So these were actually containers that we found at IKEA on our trip to Schaumburg, so do really like them. They're actually super nice. But yeah, I would recommend those if you're looking for some good organization for your office. So the next container over to the button press, this is actually every other material that is needed for the button press as well, so just to keep everything like fairly localized at least. And then kind of coming briefly over to the other side here, if you can tell, I do have my own personal Phases of the Moon tote bag here, as well as all of my sticker and enamel pin and acrylic pins, basically all the storage for all of it. You can tell that I have still not put everything away from Nightmare Weekend, but that's okay. It'll probably happen in an upcoming video, to be honest. So yeah, this is where everything is located though. So again, super easy access. If I just need something, can pull it out right away. There it be. Up above, I do have another storage bin for stickers. It's a little bit smaller, so I don't know that I would personally recommend it unless you do have small stickers. Normally, I'll be honest, I have just a lot of larger ones. So like this guy, for example, super nice, love the quality and everything, but I make big stickers sometimes. Another reason why they're priced at like $3 a sticker. So in this big box here though, that is what is left of the plushie keychains of Midnight. I still have plenty. I have like 30 left still, so it'll still last me a while, but I just like keeping them in the box just so they're, you know, fairly organized and they stay clean as well. On the cabinet next to it, or not cabinet, on the shelf next to it, I do have all of my stuff for my vlogging. I do have, again, some organizers here for a stapler, some scissors, paper clips, what have you. All those like miscellaneous supplies are in there. I do have some extra boxes that I have acquired over the years from different shops. So these are also for in case I have some more precious clay items that I'm a little bit more nervous about if they, not that they usually break, but just in case, it's always good to have the option. And then in the box below that, we have some more like specific themed, like paper bags and what have you. So if I'm doing like a Halloween event or a Christmas event, those bags are in here. Above that, we do have the new table runner, so that is right there. We have the cauldron. We do have some extra big boxes in case I need them for packaging orders. And then in the pink box here, this is actually what I typically bring to my conventions as well, to like carry like miscellaneous supplies, but it's also holding some boxes that I utilize for packaging orders. And then this is actually my Arteza marker set, marker set, because I really do enjoy, I know I haven't done physical media on here in a while, but I really do enjoy like adding color to my work. So that is right there for easy access. And then up on the other side here, we do have, these are extra boxes from my controller and my mic that I just got. I have my laminator, more boxes for packaging things. My label maker is up there. And then that one I believe is just empty actually. So a nice empty box to have just in case. And then finally down below, I do have a shredder. It's always nice to have. The dud tote bag that I made probably about a year ago. I don't use it or bring it out, but it is a nice storage option for my pillows that I made a long time ago. So I don't have these on the shop. I really just bring them to like shows and things because they've never been super popular, which is fine. You know, lesson learned and everything, but it's nice to keep them in like kind of a clean tote bag, obviously. And then the next thing I will recommend is this guy. Honestly, if you are looking for something to help carry all of your stickers, keychains, anything like that, honestly, really do recommend this guy. It has like individual cases as well, and it's a lot easier to like carry this around to conventions or markets or whatever sort of event that you're selling at. And obviously it can fit a lot of things in here. Obviously I have keychains in here that are pretty heavy. I have all of my stickers. I really do need to put them away, but I digress. This is obviously a really nice option if you need help with like carrying stuff. Again, I think I found this at Michael's for maybe 20 bucks. And I think that was the price. I don't remember anymore, but very good quality. I really do like it actually. And obviously you can close it and carry it like so. Pretty easy. Do recommend. So finally onto our last corner here. I do have another cabinet display basically. Again, these are little trinkets that I have picked up over the years. I also have a stamp holder, really nice. Recommend that. But in our first drawer, we basically have everything that is associated with painting in here, as well as some nice cardstock. So in case you ever are interested in that, these are nice options. So lots of acrylic paint, Posca markers, Arteza paint. In the cabinet below that, I do have all of my sketchbooks. These were still not really organized, but it looks nice, and I can actually pull out whatever I need to. A lot of these have only had like a couple pages utilized. I don't know if I will ever do a full-on sketchbook tour of some of my old ones, but hey, if you're interested in seeing that, let me know. In the drawer next to it, I have all of my yarn supplies that I have not, I'm really bad at crochet, so I've just not gotten to that. I have some extra stickers for when I used to be very into journaling, but now I utilize them more for like packing orders. I have different inks as well as an ink challenge from Toxic Moxie / Art Snacks that I helped, or I didn't help, I participated in a few years ago. In the cabinet below that, this is everything that is associated with coloring basically. So I do have a pencil pouch full of some extra supplies, lots of Crayola crayons, Prismacolors, my Copics. I don't have a whole lot of anything per se as far as like Copics go because those are expensive. But I do have lots of like colored pencils and crayons in there, so that's kind of fun. And then the final drawer is everything that is associated with my Cricut. So and the printer. So I have extra inks in there. I do have my Cricut and fusible inks like the transfer sheets, the vinyl, all of that stuff that's needed for different Cricut projects. So especially when we get back into tote bag making and pouch making, those things will come in. And finally, the most important corner of the office, clearly, is Appa, as well as the Pinwitch hat. So if you didn't see me in the previous Gen Con video from last year, this is the hat that I wore and decided to adorn with different enamel pins that I picked up from the convention. And now I've added a couple of my own as well, so I am hoping to go back to Gen Con this year, again as an attendee, not selling anything. But I have all of the new pins and buttons that I have acquired over the last year, and I've just added them all on here. So yeah, look forward to seeing me walk around with this guy again. But yeah, that is basically the whole office tour. So yes, thank you so much for following along. If you made it to this far into the video, I really do appreciate your support, and hopefully you found some functional ways to add to your own office, maybe some new organizational tips, hopefully more like items or things like that that might be of interest to you. But yeah, if you're at all interested in some of the products that I utilize, let me know and I will make sure to try and find exactly like the product listing from like the different sites, so hopefully you can find it for yourself as well. And if you're interested in following more with my art journey, feel free to subscribe, leave a like, and I will see you all in the next one. Hopefully it will be a updated combo breaker vlog, as well as some of the sketching and drawing that I did on the trip. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.